So one of the major fixed base operators at Plymouth Airport prior to its closure in 2011 was the Royal Navy Helicopter Support Service that supported FOST, Flag Officer Sea Training operations out of Plymouth. What happens there is that Plymouth was a centre of training for the Royal Navy officers and other naval fleets from around the world, and the officers would be on the ground at the Plymouth Naval Base, Devonport Naval Base, and then in the morning they'd fly officers out to the helicopters would fly them from Plymouth Airport, heavy load of fuel with the officers on board, fly out to ships and submarine in the western approaches. They'd spend the day carrying out exercises on board, and at the end of the day the helicopters would go and pick them up and bring them back to shore for debriefing and processing what's gone on and so on. So that operation was very busy, and it needed an airport to operate because helicopters that have a heavy load of fuel and a number of passengers on don't like just to rise up. They like to fly out across a runway for safety reasons, and operating out of Plymouth Airport was the best place for them because it's right by the centre of their naval operations and training here. 2011 they went off to Newquay and they're based out of there. So now what will happen was the helicopters would come out of Newquay in the morning, come to a little heliport, landing pad rather, down in the river basin and operate from there. But it hasn't worked as well, we understand, for them and as smoothly as the operation at Plymouth did. So, you know, there's an expectation that they may like to return to a reopened Plymouth Airport, but we can't assume that, and therefore we have to build our business case without that. So they'll be extremely welcome back, and we'd like to put on the service for them to do so, but we're putting a business case in place that stacks up without their involvement. But you know, we'd love to see the Navy increase what it does here in Plymouth, and we'd like to be a part of their story.